Now, Orioles Birdwatcher brings up this part of the season, and we're going to dive more in on Wednesday with the season, but the June schedule for the Birds is brutal.
I was putting together our show schedule because our show schedule, in case you guys don't know, is going to revolve around the Orioles schedule. And I was looking at that and I was like, my God, that is going to be rough. We talked about the dog days of summer last year, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's going to be brutal in June.
Oh, yeah. Holy shirts and pants. You're going to be feeling it. The boys are going to be feeling it. And people were talking about that a little bit down the stretch last year. Are they going to run out of gas or what's happening? They played a lot of games, but they were able to put it together. I'm actually glad it's happening in June more than it is later in the season.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have the All-Star break. You can have a little bit of the reset before you go into that final stretch run, by the way. And also, we like to shout out people. Johnny, FedEx driver here in Beaumont. Sorry. The Beaumont, Texas. Johnny, appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you.
I love a shout out real quick. Let us know where you're watching from.
Yeah.
We always assume that they're local, but they're actually not. So I appreciate you watching from Texas, Johnny.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And so for those that are watching this right now, we'll explain to our listeners out there, we have the schedule up here, and this is June, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'm reading that right, Zach? And look, that's a tough schedule. That's a gauntlet of a schedule, taking out that they have just one off day.
Yeah, I mean, let's just look at two games against Tampa. You go into 4 games against the Blue Jays, 4 versus Tampa, 3 versus the Braves, 3 versus Philly. You then get a singular off day, then 3 versus the Yankees, 3 versus Houston, 3 versus the Guardians, and 4 against the defending World Series champions, Texas Rangers, to end it off.
If the O's are in first place by the end of June,
that's unreal.
It's got to be
unreal.
Is that schedule legal?
No, that's what I'm wondering, because not only, like Ryan said, that schedule is unreal by itself. Then you have the fact you only have a singular off day in all of June in that gauntlet of a schedule. That's brutal.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it's extremely brutal. As a player, though, despite they're going to be tired just from playing that many games, but when you get to play against some of the top teams, the competitor in you, it comes out. Those guys are going to thrive for those big games. They love testing themselves against the best, and these are going to be some of the best teams.
Do you think, just from your experience, do you think that it almost, like, if there was going to be a month where you only get one off day, you'd rather it be against top competitors because it gives you that extra motivation of we have to show up?
That's interesting.
You're not just burning through shit.
Yeah, because I feel like if you have, like, one off day in like 22 days, because we've seen that happen before, if it's not against the best opponents, it can become mundane, and you're kind of like, it's harder to get up for these games. And now you're going up against the Yankees, the Astros, the Braves, then the defending champs. It's like, we're showing up. We want to prove that we're with these guys.
Yeah, I think also when you want to stay in rhythm, and now that the season's going, it's going to be right in the middle, where probably after this month you might have the exhaustion. And again, after the month of June ends, you're going to have essentially 10 days, 2 weeks until the All-Star break.
Yeah.
So you can have that little relaxation, but it's still going to be early enough in the season where you're going to be feeling somewhat fresh. I wouldn't say you're going to be fresh, because you're not feeling fresh once you leave spring training. You're already seeing some of the guys getting banged up just from being hit by pitches, or just the day in and day out of getting ready for a season. But I think that playing really good teams, if guys are rolling, you want to get back out there. You don't want the days off.
Yeah.
You want to just keep going and going. So this could end up being a great time for the Orioles. And keep in mind, the Orioles didn't have a losing record in any month last year. That was tremendous. They were balling. This is going to be a challenge, though, and I think that they are up for the challenge.